Alright, so we got the 1116 spoilers, and we're getting more big reveals from Vegapunk here about the history of the One Piece world, and I guess we're seeing what Nefertari D. Lily looks like, and the possible connection to Emu. We're also finding out that the Mother Flame is in fact used for Uranus, and that Roger and his crew did in fact find out everything about the Void Century, and they didn't do anything about it for some reason. We're actually seeing Rayleigh react to that, but let's get into it. So coming off of the previous chapter, we were still getting more info dump about the ancient war from Vegapunk, essentially, confirming that the big war that started was between the 20 kingdoms that eventually became the world government taking on Joy Boy, and that the Void Century ended once Joy Boy was defeated by them. Also, Vegapunk revealed that the world is currently living on pieces of a continent that existed long ago because of the rise in sea level, which is 200 meters, and that it was basically because of the ancient weapons that caused that, and that the war is still pretty much going on. So the chapter starts with people's reaction about the war Vegapunk is talking about, and people are asking, how can it continue if the participating people are not alive after 800 years? And Emu stares at a portrait of a woman who looks like Vivi. Okay, so here's what I was talking about. I think it's pretty evident that Emu is looking at Nefertari D. Lily here, because we found out back what was it, last year, that Nefertari D. Lily was the descendant of Vivi, and she joined the 20 allied kingdoms that became the world government, but she refused to become a celestial dragon and moved to Mary Joie, and she essentially went missing. And this ties into everybody saying how can the war still be going on after 800 years if all those people died back in the day? And we know for sure that they didn't. Ivankov basically confirmed to the audience that Emu did have the perpetual youth surgery performed on them by a previous user of Law's devil fruit, the Ope no Mi. And as for the Gorosei, how they're staying alive, not really sure yet. It probably has something to do with Emu, or some knowledge that Emu has, maybe their devil fruit, maybe technology from back in the day, because it was way more advanced at that point, at least the kingdom that Joy Boy came from. Or it has something to do with the demonic magic that they have, probably. Maybe that also ties into old world stuff as well. Now, as for Emu staring at the picture of Lily here, it's probably because Emu is Lily, not actually Lily herself, but inhabiting her body. That's a pretty solid theory, I think, because it was said that Lily went missing. She was never discovered or anything, and you could just assume, oh yeah, she was just killed. But knowing Oda, it's never that simple if he doesn't just straight out say it, that she was killed. So it's possible that another application of the Ope no Mi was applied to Emu, and it's that the personality swap thing that we saw back at Punk Hazard, where you can swap personalities between bodies. We saw Nami become Sanji and Smoker become Tashigi. It's possible that that happened with Emu and Lily. Emu had the person, whoever was using the Ope no Mi, swap their bodies, and then eventually perform the perpetual youth surgery on them at the cost of their own life. And now Emu is currently Lily, because we've been talking about Emu possibly being a woman for a while now, because straight up looks like a woman, kind of like the slender figure, small gown-esque thing that they're wearing with the headdress, kind of resembles a woman. I won't even go into Tale of the Bamboo Cutter and Kaguya and the Moon Princess and all that stuff, because we might as well just go off of contextual clues, if anything. But now, if this is true, why did Emu have to become Lily? Well, maybe because Lily is the only one that can control Uranus or something like that, or there's some kind of special trait to Lily, possibly, or just the Nefertaris or the Nefertari women. Maybe they're similar to Shirahoshi, how she eventually became Poseidon. Maybe there's some kind of special lineage within the Nefertari women as well, and that's why Emu needed her body. In Alabasta, we could see reactions to Vivi's missing poster. So Vivi isn't missing. We know that she's with Morgans right now, but obviously she's important to all this. Vegapunk says that a portion of the Mother Flame was stolen from him and used to fuel an ancient weapon. So We knew that this was pretty much the case, but this, confirms it for sure, that the Mother Flame is powering Uranus, one of the ancient weapons, thing that it's implied to destroy Lelusia. And the portion of it that was stolen, I guess, was from York, because it says York is surprised that Vegapunk knows about the stolen Mother Flame. She figures out, too, the location of the Denden Mushi and calls the 5 elders. So I guess York was the one who fed them part of the Mother Flame to give to the Gorosei and Imu to power Uranus, I guess, to destroy Lelusia or whatever they needed in the interim, because York is conspiring with them to become a celestial dragon, but she was always like evil and the traitor, I guess. And I guess this kind of clears Vegapunk's name in a way. He comes across as such a good guy, but then he makes all of these weapons of war and everything, especially like if he was making the Mother Flame for the purpose of powering Uranus, then it's like, okay, you're killing thousands, hundreds of thousands of people. But I guess it's just saying like, yeah, he made the Mother Flame for potential unlimited energy, and it was York who gave it to the Gorosei and Imu. So Vegapunk isn't the bad guy, everyone. It was York the whole time. Vegapunk says there are many mysteries regarding the Void Century, and there are one group who uncovered it all, but they didn't act. The Pirate King and his crew. In Sabaody, we see Shaki's ripoff bar, and Rayleigh is drunk and says, "I'm just an old man now, and old people like Vegapunk shouldn't ruin the young fun, right, Roger?" The end. So yeah, that's very true. Roger and his crew did discover everything. They made it to Laugh Tale, and they didn't say anything. I guess Rayleigh gave the option of revealing it to Luffy, but, of course, Luffy was like, no, scolded Usopp in that iconic sequence for wanting to find it out. But it just makes you wonder, like, if they knew everything, why did they just say at least something? I know that the whole thing was that, oh, we were too soon, we came too early, and we couldn't really do anything about it, which, is understandable, but at least just tell people, just reveal something. Maybe you could have even done something to prevent more deaths and awfulness in the world that's currently going on. Also, they could have easily used Toki's devil fruit to send them into the future to fulfill whatever purpose was needed at that point. I don't know, maybe another 20 years, or whenever Shirahoshi was born, or if they needed to wait for a devil fruit to appear or something like that, such as the Sun God Nika devil fruit. I mean, Toki did it for the Scabbard. She could have easily did it for the Roger Pirate. Even if the Sun God Nika devil fruit is required to activate Laugh Tale or whatever, they could have just went to the future or got to a point into the future where they would have recovered the fruit. I mean, if Shanks got it, then Roger and his crew could have easily have gotten it as well. And they all didn't eat fruits. They were all fruitless, so they could have just eaten it, or anybody could have eaten it, even Roger himself. And if not, then they could have just spread the information to the world like Vegapunk is now. Vegapunk even knows less than the Roger Pirates right now and is still revealing as much as he can. So it's like, yeah, the Roger Pirates could have did something, but they did nothing. Except inspire the next generation and just hope that Luffy or the next Messiah would come along and, do it for them. I mean, that's essentially what they were banking on. They were like, yeah, it'll eventually sort itself out. All this stuff will figure itself out. I mean, if people die and are enslaved and, assaulted in the meantime, it's whatever. We'll just wait for the teenage Messiah to come around and fix it. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Let me know what you think about this in the comments. And if you liked the video, please give it a like and please subscribe if you haven't already. Have a great day. I'll see you in the next one.